or whatever he's running as now, 1, 2, 3 promotions or whatever, about his timing on when he decides to sell merchandise on certain people. We saw it with Bruno Sammartino. We saw it with Brian Lawler. We saw it with Nikolai Volkov. We've seen it with Jim the Anvil Neidhart. The list goes on and on and on. That he has zero moral fibers whatsoever. He has no problem posting sales of these fallen wrestlers' merchandise and selling them on social media literally hours after the announcement that they have passed. Now, hey, look, I've done a lot of stupid crap in my day. I've said a lot of stupid crap. I've done a lot of stuff that I've regretted. But you know what? I still have respect for people, and I still have respect for people who have lost someone, to not try to profit off that person. You know, I don't think there's a specific waiting period but if you can't wait 2 or 3 days to stop posting your crap on Facebook, on your website, and other social media outlets, you're that hard up to try to make a quick buck off this person's name while it's still hot in the news. That to me is not good business. That's disgusting. And you will answer to somebody eventually. You know, and like I said earlier, where I have to watch what I say because I've got. And let's go back a little bit first. Rob Feinstein has my phone number. Rob Feinstein, I have his phone number. He's called me before from his phone, but he felt it necessary to block his number 3 to 4 different occasions today to call me and leave me voicemails. Now my phone's set up where anything comes up private or those scam likelies or things like that automatically get blocked or right to voicemail. Okay. Now, why would you call me blocking your number when you know I have your phone number? And then you call and you automatically get the voicemail. And then you call again and then you leave a message. And then you call again, you leave a second message. And then you call again, you leave a third message. Okay? All in all, I have to watch what I say because right to the I'm gonna sue you crap. Automatically. Right to the I sue you crap. Tell me how good his lawyers are. Well, your lawyers have to be good, Rob, because you're always in trouble. And the only way you get out of trouble is sticking your lawyers on people like pit bulls. That doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you an honest person. It just makes you someone that has a lot of money to throw at people to make problems go away. And the fact that you call me telling me that if I say that any of your stuff is fake, you're going to sue me. Nobody said anything was fake anyway. I said that your certificate of authenticities were bogus. Because who cares if you're issuing a certificate of authenticity for something? Who are you and how are you credible that your name on that piece of paper means anything? Because the last I checked, every single time you post something that's signed, the aura of it possibly being fake always comes up. And it's not just me. Hundreds and hundreds of people. And I can tell you this flat out. In the past 48 hours, I received 45 screenshot messages between either them and you or stuff on your page or other testimonial from customers about people doubting the authenticity of stuff that you sell. Am I saying it's fake? No, because one, I haven't seen it, and two, I wasn't there to watch it, so I can't say so. But it's funny because you tell me in a voicemail to go back and look at your page. You have me blocked, moron. You've had me blocked for 2 years. So it's easy to tell somebody to do something when you know they can't do it. That's like telling someone that doesn't drive to get in your car and come over. I want to fight you. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, but here's the deal. You had this long-winded rant on your page, okay, about basically trying to prove your innocence or trying to prove who you are and where you come from and things like that. Okay, and then throw in some bragging. Oh, I had Rock at my store. I've worked with Hogan and the Warrior, HBK, and I have a list from A to Z, from Abby to Zbyszko. Nobody cares. Okay, and to turn around and tell people because you've been doing it for 25 years, they're not in the same ballpark as you. Well, let's put it this way, because, you know, people who always want to pat themselves on the back and make themselves feel better always bring up how long they've done something. And the always an answer back is, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing something. If you screw people over and you've been doing it for how many years, does it really matter how long you've been doing it? I mean, your shit's been called into question not too long ago with the Roddy Piper prints. We need to bring that up again. Okay, and then you had an interaction with the guy who printed the Roddy Piper prints that called you out on your bullshit, and you bumped into him at WrestleCon in New Orleans, and your reaction was you weren't trying to smooth things over. You just wanted to let him know that his money wasn't welcome at your table, which is pretty much the dumbest thing that's ever been said on the planet Earth. Why would a guy that has accused you of forging prints and putting fake Piper signatures on them, making him look bad, why would he go to your table and spend money? All these questions that you could have answered if you just would have agreed to come on the show. I would have just asked you questions and you could have just answered them. If you buried yourself, that would be on you. I was just going to ask you questions. Okay? But also part of your rants is how you don't profit. You don't attempt to profit off the deceased. Well, that's funny. Because according to you, you were pretty much sitting on those WWE promo Heart Foundation pictures for months. Sitting on them. You posted them months and months ago. According to you. And all of a sudden, boop, they pop up on the timeline the day Jim the Anvil Neidhart passes away. But you're not trying to profit. Also, the price got a lot more. But you're not trying to profit. So, there was other photos, custom edits of Jim the Anvil Neidhart and the Heart Foundation that you were selling. Okay, those and you can go and screenshot all you want, and all your little minions can do so also as well, where I said they were legitimate autographed photos by those parties involved, because those custom edits belong to Ultimate Stars Promotions. And Lou's partner Richie had photos of his own, and they were sold to you on consignment. They handled all the shipping. Fan City Sports handled all the shipping. Okay? You just had to sell whatever it is that you had to sell. But it's funny how a guy who claims he doesn't raise the prices. Okay? And I'm gonna read your exact thing. I never raise the prices unless I have one item left. I'm always trying to give back to the fans and the business. The people that talk shit should worry about their own business and try to improve themselves. That's funny, because you also said that we're all jealous. What are we jealous about, Rob? Because we all do the same thing. Just because you want to spend thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars to bring in talent, that's you. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. I'm sure you know the spot to do it because you do it all the time. See, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to break even. I have no problem making money. I have made money for the last 6 years doing this. So I don't understand where we're jealous. And the other people who have called you out on this bullshit, a lot of them work hand in hand with current WWE talent. So why are they jealous? Explain this to me. Why are they jealous? How are they jealous? Why would they want to be jealous of a guy that's always in the middle of controversy? I don't get it. I don't get it. But moving on. Those custom edits were done either at the past big event or this past WrestleCon. So those were legitimate. And I've went out publicly and said, yes, those are legitimate. I said when they were done, where they came from, because people were asking. But you said that it comes with your own company's certificate of authenticity. That's not exactly accurate. They actually come from Fan City Sports, so their certificate of authenticity. See, they were there when the autographs happened. They were witness to it, so they can issue that. Issuing certificate of authenticities for fake stuff or for things that you weren't a part of or witnessed is illegal. You're not allowed to third-party COAs unless you're certified. PSA, JSA, Beckett, or if you're a public state notary, which again you have to be in the presence while they're being signed. So, I questioned your certificate of authenticities. That's what I could question. Whether they're fake or not, I honestly don't know. But the last two things that you posted, the WWE promos of the Hart Foundation, those two signatures of Jim Neidhart are nothing alike. The N's are different, the H's are different. Wrestlers have commented on those photos saying that they're nothing alike. People have commented multiple items that they've had signed over the years from Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and none of those signatures look like the one you're trying to sell. And it's very rare that Jim Neidhart signs Jim Neidhart. He usually signs Jim Anvil Neidhart or The Anvil. Anything small he writes The Anvil on. Because I have items from Jim the Anvil Neidhart from dealings with him. I didn't put them up for sale because, like I said, I have some morals. But they're signed either Jim the Anvil Neidhart or The Anvil. Honestly, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it would be very rare to find something that just says Jim Neidhart. Especially if it's supposed to be current and recent within this year. Like you claim it was. So, I haven't seen anything recent. Nobody has produced anything that's been signed in the past year and showed me anything that just said Jim Neidhart. It said Jim Anvil Neidhart or The Anvil. So, and then erasing comments on your page of people trashing you and just showing the ones of the people stroking your ego doesn't make you correct. Doesn't make you right. And all these claims that the promoters are 100% behind you. Well, obviously I'm not behind you, so that number is not accurate. And there's a bunch, and I mean a bunch of promoters up here that don't agree with you selling merchandise the day people die and trying to profit. Claiming you don't profit, but you're trying to profit. So, let's go to this. You were selling Bruno Sammartino robes, courtesy of Fan City Sports. And there goes my dogs. Courtesy of Fan City Sports. They were selling it for $125. You were trying to move them for $200. $200. But you're not trying to profit. 8x10s of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, $25. You're selling for $65. Hart Foundation photos that were sold at Big Event for $75. You're trying to push for $125. And figures that were selling from anywhere to $30 to $40, you're selling for $75 up. Now, I'm going to go on a whim here and say that the increase between the first number and the last number is big. And how is that not profiting off the deceased? I'm still a little confused about that. Okay, because every single time someone passes away, this is what you do, but you claim you don't do it. I don't understand it. Okay, and then I was also sent screenshots of people who actually questioned certain photos from you. Okay, I know two of them were those WWE promos of the Hart Foundation, then it was other ones.